Because video games are toys meant for children, a lot of the time people don't realise that the bad guy isn't actually the bad guy at all. You're just told they are, so you take your big gun or your big sword or whichever implement of death you choose, and then you go and spear someone through the heart. It's not right, for starters, and second of all, you never even thought it through. You just received those murderous instructions and went on a rampage. So, to try and teach you a lesson, here's 5 video game bosses that you shouldn't have killed. But you did. Because you're an ass. Number 5. Donkey Kong. When Mario first busted on the scene in 1981 as Jumpman, his sole purpose was to evade Donkey Kong and try and save Pauline. This sounds like a noble thing to do, sure, but do you know what the plumber did once he'd saved the day? He locked DK up in a cage and beat the shit out of him. And then he tried to kill his son in Donkey Kong Jr. Did it ever cross anyone's mind that maybe Donkey Kong was well aware of what this man was like beneath the surface and was simply trying to protect Pauline and the world from his reign of terror? And okay, technically the giant gorilla never gets killed, but who knows what the frankly insane Mario had planned? In short, if you've ever beat the original Donkey Kong, you hate animals. Now go think about what you've done. Number 4. Scorpion. Do you know why Scorpion is treated like a bad guy? Because he's some weird zombie, skeleton, undead thing when he takes his mask off. If you dig a little deeper though, you uncover the truth. The only reason Scorpion is so pissed off to begin with is because everyone's favourite hero Sub-Zero went and killed him. That's it. He's painted as some evil warlord because some nerd with freezing powers thought he'd do away with him. On top of that, in Mortal Kombat lore, when Scorpion came back to life, he refused to take out Frosty McFrosterson there and then because it wasn't during a tournament. So he actively said to his mortal enemy, "I will not kill you here because I'm not a murderer." And yet everyone thinks he's a dick. Right. Number 3. Big Daddy. If you had a daughter to protect, what would you do? Protect her, right? Because that's a parent's sole job. Take care of this thing, because this thing can't take care of itself. So imagine some pillock with a gun just started shooting bullets in your general direction, all with the goal of taking this child's essence. That's what everyone did in BioShock though. Attacked a designated protector to then decide the fate of a little sister. And yeah, you could let these girls go and seemingly release them from all evil, but a lot of this is just relying on happenstance. And who the hell are you to decide what should happen? Either way, the Big Daddy wasn't doing anything wrong. In this scenario, you're the Poindexter causing a needless fuss. Number 2. Every single Colossi in Shadow of the Colossus. Would you go up to some rare art, whip out a knife and start carving away at it? No. No, you wouldn't. And if you say you would, you've got a problem and you need to go and sort yourself out. But this is essentially what happens throughout the entirety of Shadow of the Colossus. Some mute baby is sad that his friend died, so unleashes a terrible fury across a magical land that he knows nothing about. What did the Colossi ever do to anyone? They're just moping around, probably feeling exceptionally lonely given the only thing they have to interact with is birds. And then their first chance of companionship in years ends with a sword directly into their skull. What's worse, this is done to sift out the magic goo that exists inside of them. There's some serial killer stories that aren't as bad as that, and yet you go around and slaughter every single one, like some kind of hopped up maniac. Number 1. Sephiroth. Someone, somewhere, at this very moment, is moaning about Final Fantasy. They can't moan about Final Fantasy VII anymore, because that remake finally got confirmed. So instead they're probably moaning that Final Fantasy 15 doesn't have the right font, or that Final Fantasy X's story about some wank kid that had a fish for a dad does actually make sense, or the fact that I can't pronounce Sephiroth properly. This is why Sephiroth, or whatever his stupid name is, shouldn't have been killed in Final Fantasy VII. If Square had let him win, it would have stopped thousands, maybe millions of people that feel like they must continually bleat about Square Enix's creation. How great would all that have been too? Aerith dead, Cloud dead, Sephiroth laughing over their dead bodies from his ivory tower. Then every time someone went to talk about Final Fantasy VII, these people would burst into tears when they realised that 2 fake people aren't with us anymore. Let's hope that's how the remake ends. Think of any other bosses that shouldn't have been killed? Let us know in the comments below, and click the subscribe button to subscribe to VideogamerTV. And click the left video for 6 great games you totally forgot about, and click the right video for 7 title screens that were better than the actual games themselves.